Hello, you PS2 junkies. This is Rocket Rabbit Commentaries bringing you the challenge mode from Twisted Metal Black, rendered to 1080p. It looks okay. I mean, I don't know how much better you could have done with a game that used mostly still images, a la classic Resident Evil games, in order to pull off the desired effect, making everything look just as creepy as it needs to be. And here we are presented with tremendous creep. The cannibalistic Mr. Grimm.
Oddly, his treatment specifically says vegetarian diet.
He has to learn.
In here, you lose track of time. Hours melt into days. Days turn into years. 30 years in my case.
And 30 years turns into 3.5
so much
decades.
Time in solitary, I should have been getting better.
I think Mr. Grimm spends more time in solitary C1 than any of the other characters.
But in my heart, I always knew there was no cure for what happened to me. But I kept on hoping. I knew if I waited long enough, I'd get revenge against the man who destroyed my mind.
Toast!
But I could only wait so long. Every day, visions got worse. Soon I wouldn't be able to tell reality from my nightmares.
So we're opening like Diablo 2.
Life
Huh?
changed. He called himself Calypso.
His eyes look
He
delicious.
said he ran a contest. Winner take all. In my case, first prize meant getting even with the man who stole my sanity. How could I refuse? I agreed to play.
Well, wouldn't...
So, did Calypso supply these vehicles then?
It's possible. I mean, Sweet Tooth was, an ice cream truck employee, and that's how he got the truck. Except there's a lot about Sweet Tooth that is unknown. There's a lot about these characters in general that is unknown.
Whoosh!
So, in challenge
So
mode...
yeah, Grimm. Very fast, very lightly armored. You're not actually playing on God mode, so we're going to see how poorly this goes.
I don't think I do that bad during this run, because challenge mode is not as difficult as endurance mode. Endurance mode is another animal, but we'll get into that when we get into endurance mode. What challenge mode does is that, well, first of all, it spawns everybody simultaneously, so that even if you leave the arena with one player, you can still find an arena with another player and deal damage to them. So it doesn't have that problem with, do I run and deal no damage, or do I attack and deal at least some damage? In challenge mode, you have a choice, because all 7 players are with you at the same time, and the object of the game is you have to kill all of them, just like you would in story mode. Main difference, of course, is that not only do you not make story progress, because I use editing in order to insert the opening cutscene for Mr. Grimm, that the map is over and there are no more levels until you decide to do either another challenge mode or maybe switch to another mode.
Right. So again, deathmatch free play.
Deathmatch free play.
Honestly, Grimm is a character that I'd like to play in a more open world sandbox, specifically because he's got a motorcycle sidecar.
Yeah. It's got all... Well, it looks like... Yeah, sidecar is right. He's got a third wheel. So it means it's not really a motorcycle.
Your sidecar has to have a third wheel.
He's riding a tricycle.
It is not a tricycle. It is a motorcycle with a sidecar.
It has a dinghy bell and frills hanging from the handlebars.
Nah, I'm not seeing any frills or a dinghy bell. Although we can't see the dinghy bell because we're staring at the back end. So.
Oh man, did you see the pain? That was Mr. Grimm's special, throwing the bayonet of justice.
Except it's a scythe.
I'm pretty sure it's a bayonet because he's a Vietnam veteran.
No,
I mean,
man,
I mean a machete. Machete's the word. The machete's the word I was looking for.
You got it,
In the jungle, we each march to the beat of our own drummer.
Yeah, you can see it right there. He's holding his scythe.
It does look more like a scythe. Or like a... Huh.
It's a harvesting scythe. You know, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's what it's... Yeah, it's curved inward like that, right? Well, it's a rather small scythe. Oh, because he's
it's a harvesting sickle. It's supposed to be
Mr. Grimm Reaper. Ding, 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 ding. Cloud finally makes it to the finish line.
Dude, come on! He's wearing a skull face.
He's wearing...
Of course, he's gonna try and impersonate a lot of the tropes of death in popular fiction.
Well, he's always known as Mr. Grimm. Actually, I think Mr. Grimm might actually have been played by like a Sith Lord during the very first Twisted Metal game, because as I recall, one of the characters had some pretty evil backstory in artwork too. Oh, yeah.
Have you been crunched?
Swatted like a fly.
Apparently not.
Well, I took some damage from that. Thankfully, there was a health pickup in there, so I think the health pickup actually stopped me from dying just then. There's another health pickup. I'm going to need that.
Yeah, your enhanced machine gun, even on Mr. Grimm, does a decent amount of damage.
Well, that's Junkyard Dog.
At least a junk dog there.
I don't think the other characters get pluses or minuses to their machine gun fire. It's kind of like the great equalizer, really. If you have no weapons, I mean, now you're looking at armor, you're looking at handling, and you're looking at speed. I'm not doing too bad.
So, do we get a KDR readout at the end?
Trying to remember the statistics actually do. I don't think they give you any statistics. I think they just give you a win screen or a lose screen.
Damn.
I mean, it's pretty basic as fuck, right?
It's pre-2004, so, you know, there's not all that much stuff that they can do, but...
Well, I mean, what's there
I want to say that the old Demolition Derby game on PS1 actually had a KDR screen, but I'm not entirely sure because I hated that fucking game, so I didn't play it as much as I was supposed to.
The kill deaths ratio also takes into account that you have unlimited retries. In this mode, you only have 3 tries. So both story mode and challenge mode, you get 3 lives. If you run out of lives, the game's over. And you have to start all over. Well, you don't have to start all over again. I mean, even story mode will just let you retry the map you were just trying. But endurance mode, you only have 1 life.
So yeah, I would not enjoy trying endurance mode, especially with how frail both Shadow and Grimm are. Well, you see, I'm one of the assholes that actually really likes damn, that scythe does do a fuck ton.
Hell yeah. I'm your death.
But I'm one of the assholes that really likes the characters that have maxed out handling and/or acceleration stats, which is why Coco and Engine are my preferred characters from the original CTR.
Well, I nailed the hit with the ricochet, but I had to sacrifice a life in order to do that. Yep, the health regen restore station has been shut down. So now we are relying on health pickups and the breeze between our knees. Collision kill.
So despite the fact that Grimm has got a really pathetic armor, do you think that his collision damage is higher than anyone else's?
His collision damage... Well, the collision might also be a function of... vehicle... I think vehicle weight is a factor. Vehicle size.
Vehicle weight most certainly isn't a factor because you killed Sweet Tooth with collision damage right there, so...
So, Mr. Grimm would probably be, like, not the lightest. Because that speed counts. If you're going into somebody at full speed, that counts as a ram. Now, depending on the physics equation that they apply for how much damage, how many damage values you apply during that moment, it could be a function of speed. It could be a function of weight. You know, kind of like how kinetic energy is literally just velocity times velocity times mass. And that tells you the force in one direction.
Ouch.
While also applying
But
other
it's okay.
detriments.
There's only 2 opponents left.
Friction, wind resistance. Is it in a vacuum? Is it in an outer space? I miss physics problems.
No, well, you can still do physics problems recreationally, dude. You just don't want to because it's math.
Oh, life is a physics problem.
Yeah, but, you know, we want to ignore that.
Come on, you got 2 challenges left. Gather weapons and ammo. Excuse me, my good sir.
You know,
Alright.
this map reminds me more or less of the Casino Valley area in Digimon World Next Order.
Can I take out one of these guys with my magical scythe? Yes.
Like so, and then like so.
Boom.
You actually won.
Holy
Good
shit!
job, Mr. Cloud.
That was like a 25% hit. You win. Yeah. We did it, guys. And in
no
the next
KDS
part,
screen. Damn it.
endurance mode.